The one decision that builds your future self. Hey guys, it's Shoaib back with another video, and there's only one decision that you need that's going to build your future self, and that's the one that's going to change your life. So what do I mean? I mean that you have all these thousands of decisions that are going on in your mind on a daily basis that are just stopping you from moving forward. And what you have to do is you just have to stick with one decision, and once you make that change, then that's what's going to help you make the most improvement in your life. You might think, oh, I've got a million things to do. I don't know what to do. I've got X, Y, Z. You know, I've got my job. I've got responsibilities. I've got this and that. But truly, if you just stick to one decision, that's the main thing that's going to help you make an improvement and help you move forward in your life. I know that because that's what happened to me. I was stuck trying to make 1,000 decisions on 1,000 different areas of my life, and I didn't get anywhere. It's because I didn't stick to one thing and be disciplined in that and have a strong mindset that would help me move forward. By the way, guys, if you want to book in a call with me, you can click in the link in the description below and you'll be able to speak to me on a one-to-one basis. So why do people struggle so much with just sticking to one decision? It's because this is the way that you've been programmed. The way that you've been programmed is you think about a million things. You think about what's on the news, what's on the media, what your friends are telling you, what's the latest gossip. This is the thing that's occupying your mind the most. And if you let that occupy your mind, that's what's going to affect you. Where you put your attention, that's what grows. There's a saying, where you put your attention is what grows. So if you put your attention on the media and gossip and information like YouTube debates and things like this, which not going to benefit anybody, then that's where your attention is going to go. That's what's going to grow in your mind. You're going to think about, oh, this debate happened or this happened on the news with this MP, and that's what's going to occupy your mind, and that's what's going to stop you from making decisions. You might think, oh, it's not harmful to watch TV. It's okay to watch TV. I only watch it every now and then. But whatever you consume, that's what's going to occupy your mind the most. And you might think, oh, I can't stop watching TV. I can't, stop hanging out with my friends. But these small changes is what you're going to have to do to make a long-lasting change in your life. And it's going to be uncomfortable at the start, but that's what you have to do. You have to stick with one decision and follow it through. What helped me the most is writing down my goals. So if you write down your goals on a piece of paper, pen and paper, then that's what's going to help you stick to one thing. And if you write them down every day, you'll have a clear action plan and clear goal of what you want to achieve in life. So what you need to do is you need to sit down every night and write down your goals, what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve them by, and have a clear deadline. I want to, make 5 friends by the end of the year, or I want to go on a walk every day. You have to have some non-negotiable floor habits that you stick to every single day that are non-negotiable and you can't change them. For example, I'm going to go on a walk every day, or I'm going to only watch TV once this week. These are the non-negotiable habits, small habits that you make, and once you stick to them over a long period of time, that's what's going to build your life and your improvement. People think, I have a strong mindset but I have bad habits. Well, it doesn't make sense. If you have a strong mindset, then your behavior will follow. For example, if you say, I have a healthy mindset, but you're eating junk food all the time, then you don't have a healthy mindset because your behavior doesn't reflect what your mindset is. So if you want to have a strong mindset and be disciplined and stick to one decision that's going to help you change your life, your behavior has to reflect that. And most people get this the wrong way around. They think if they have a strong mindset, the behavior will follow. Well, if you put in the actions every day, then your mindset will become stronger from those actions and behaviors. And slowly your mindset will become strong and it will build up over time. Most people are just want things too quickly. They want to get rich quick, they want to get in shape quick, they want to make a million friends really quickly, they want to travel the world in a day. Nothing happens like that. You have to make small decisions that are in the present moment that are going to build a long-term change in your life. And it's going to be uncomfortable at the start, but it's just something that you have to do to help make the best change in your life. Most people just want everything now. You can't have everything now. You can't become in shape in one day. You can't stop watching TV in one day. You can't become a communication expert in one day. Nothing happens overnight. And this is what the way that most people are programmed is. They just want instant gratification. Instant gratification basically means that you want it, the thing that you want it straight away. Like, I want pleasure and I don't want any pain. So the way that I'll just give you a basic breakdown of like human psychology. People want to move away from pain and towards pleasure. So what they'll do is, instead of going to the gym, which is a short-term pain, or instead of going out for a walk or reading a book, which is short-term pain, what they'll do is they'll eat some chocolate, or they'll go watch a movie or watch some Netflix, which is a short-term pleasure. But what you're doing is, these short-term decisions that you make, these instant gratifications, they're going to slowly harm you over the long time. You're going to become overweight, you're going to become socially anxious, you're going to become very lonely and to yourself, and you're not going to build any interactions with other people. And this is where most people struggle. And it's okay, you know, you're going to slip up now and then. I mean, I was in the same situation where I was just overthinking every little thing, and once I just decided to take one small action, and I started building on the action and building the habit for 3 to 6 months, and then I moved on to the next habit, and I moved on to the next decision. But it's this slow change that most people can't do. They can't go for a walk every day for 3 to 6 months, or they can't make a long lasting change. They can't go to the gym for 3 months. What they do is they go for 1-2 weeks and then they give up. And you know, that's not something that you want to do in life. You don't want to start something and then give up on it. Anything that you start, you need to follow it through. You need to do it every day. For example, if you set a goal, I want to write in my journal every day my goals, then set that goal and do it every day for 3 to 6 months, and see that it becomes a habit and you don't even have to think about it. People say, how do you journal every day? How do you meditate every day? And I tell them, do you think about when you wake up and you go to the bathroom and you brush your teeth? It's not something that you think about when you go and have a shower in the morning. It's not something that you think about. It's subconscious, because you've built the habit. You've done it every day over and over to a point where you don't even think about it. It's just done naturally. You don't have to. And that's the same way that you have to build these other habits. You have to do it step by step every day, and slowly the habit builds over time. And once you build one habit, you have the discipline to build more habits. By the way, guys, if you're serious about working with me to become more focused and disciplined on a one-to-one basis, you can book a call with me in the link in the description below. This is the thing with most people. They can't stick to one decision and build one habit, but they don't realize that the reason that their life is the way that it is because they haven't been able to stick to one decision and stick to one habit for long enough to see a small amount of change in their life. They think, oh, if I make a small change in my life, I'm going to see big improvements really quickly. But that's not how life works. You need to make small changes. Once you've made a small change in your life, then what you can do is 3 to 6 months, you've built that discipline, you've built the skill from that one decision. And once you've built the discipline, then you can start building other habits. You can start walking, going to the gym. You can start learning how to make money online. You can start to learn how to become more socially confident and speak to other people. But it has to start with the first decision. And the first decision to make change is what you need to do to start seeing a difference in your life. What I recommend is writing a list of your goals in a journal, picking one, and then once you've picked one that's the most important to you right now, then follow through for the next 3 to 6 months that I'm going to achieve this goal. You have to take action on only this goal. And once you've built that discipline for 3 to 6 months and you start seeing the positive changes in your life, which you'll start to see after a short period of time, but sometimes it takes longer, you have to be patient, then you built that discipline, you can start building the other habits and start achieving the other goals that you've set for yourself. And it's really that simple. Most people, they just make it too complicated. You know, I want to become rich, I want to travel the world, there's not enough time. There's time for everything. People make time to watch TV, people make time to go out with their friends, people make time to watch movies, people make time to eat junk food and go on nights out, drinking and clubbing and going to the movies and watching Netflix, hanging out with their friends, wasting time. People make time for whatever's important to them. And if you make time for what's important to you, which is your habits and your goals, on a daily basis, you stick to one thing at a time, that's what's going to build the respect for yourself, because it doesn't matter what other people think about you. Once you build respect for yourself, then others will respect you. It's a sequence. Once you start to improve your own life, then other people start noticing. And it's not about what other people think, but this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to improve your own life. Other people will always have something to say. Oh, this person's weird. Why is he not hanging out with us anymore? Why is he not why are they not hanging out with us anymore? Why are they not eating the takeouts or going to the movies or coming traveling with us? And it's because you're making the long-term changes within yourself. You're making a single decision to try and change your situation. And once you make that decision, then it's going to look strange to people around you, and you're going to have to be uncomfortable with people asking you, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you more keeping to yourself? Why are you focusing on your goals more? And you don't have to justify yourself to anyone. You just have to stick to what you want to do, stick to your goals, and see it through. Once you do that, you're going to gain a lot of respect for yourself, and you're going to see big improvements and changes in your life. Most people, they just wake up and they go to work, and they just wake up with a negative mind, and they never take any action to try and change the situation or change what they're doing in their life. But if you wake up and you're positive and you've set a goal for yourself that you're going to change and you're going to do something different with your life, set that goal for yourself, set that one goal, and start making small changes, in your daily routine. Wake up with a smile, meet new people, go out for a walk, read a book, learn a new language. Just all these small changes that you have to do, and you'll start to see some positive improvements in your life. And this is what I did. I just started to make these small changes and improvements, and I saw the difference. I started meditating, and this was the first habit that I started. I started meditating every day. It felt like I wasn't making any change. I felt like nothing was changing or nothing was improving. But slowly over time, I started to see the change. I started to see myself more relaxed, more calm, less anxious, less stressed. And I focused on this habit for a certain amount of time. And even though I didn't see changes straight away, I saw the changes after a while. And once I started to see the changes, I realized that I was building my discipline over this habit, this one habit. And this helped me start building other habits like visualization, like speaking to people, like going for walks every day, like I'm doing now. It's these small habits that you build step by step, one by one, and you start to increase the respect, and you start to increase the respect that you have for yourself and the respect that others have for you as well. And this is what that's gonna help you the most in your life. All right, guys, that's it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.